Last week we had a customer didn't feel their experience was that great. He called. And Bob's talking with the husband and the wife, but I want to talk about it because I mean, obviously in that garage, the technician had to feel something wasn't right, and unfortunately we left. You know, we didn't do anything about it while we had a chance to just put the fire out on the spot. You know, and what was interesting that Chip Thursday was talking about okay, not okay, right? The body language, what they're saying, the whole thing. Okay, not okay. Obviously, this person was not okay. I mean, they're very, very upset was the description. Customers very upset.
Were they good at hiding it at the time, or?
I don't know. Like an axe murderer. Conceal it till they stick it in your back of your head when you're walking out. I don't know. But they had, the description was noisy door, and then in the inspection, everything failed. Like severely worn, severely destroyed. Huh?
Oh my God, I wasn't muted.
It's no one present here at the moment.
It was Charles. No.
But it was severe.
Severe. You know, that was description. Severe.
Yes,
severe.
they must have been.
So obviously, when the fix was presented, something went wrong. The description of the call was customer felt pressured, was given no options, and $1,200 was the fix.
I wonder if there was everything being so severe. I'm just trying to, usually when I check off severe, you kind of need everything. Sometimes you can't get around anything but the rebuild.
Yeah, but you understand when you explain this to the customer.
Like why?
Why?
Yeah.
And like I said, okay, not okay.
Yeah,
you know, right?
Yeah, it's like, what don't you get?
Yeah, if they're getting upset, and then plus they got smacked with the old, well, if you don't fix it today, we're going to charge you to come out again. So, like I said, it sounds like several things went wrong in this garage. And we were just talking about rapport and this and, building rapport and trust. And so.
Is that one of those, like, you don't believe me, I'm leaving, thank you, bye?
I don't know. Like I said, I just found out about this morning.
Happened late Friday.
But I figured, I don't know anyone here who didn't realize the customers ticked off when they were leaving. It's usually pretty obvious. They don't usually smile, and then as soon as they shut the doors, they run to the phone and crap all over you. This was not a price objection. This was, they were completely unsatisfied with the whole thing. Sometimes, don't shoot the messenger comes up and they're happy with you. They just go, I don't like your company's pricing. That's something completely different. But this is just a bad experience, where the customer genuinely felt pressured and was unhappy, completely unhappy.
And they did the work and they saw the outcome. It's like, did they?
They didn't do the work.
So you got 69. We had a 69, which obviously we had to give back. It sounded more like, I spoke to the husband for about a half hour on Friday. It sounded more like the tonality of the technician was a bit intimidating to the wife. The husband wasn't home. The wife called the husband when the wife found out it was going to be $1,200 for 2 doors, and there were no other options given. And there's other options. You can use contractor. We can, start fixing something, right? And then we can go back and knock on the door. There's a lot of things we could have done. But the way it was conveyed from the husband, it sounded like, the technician was almost threatening. And I'm kind of surprised. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to talk to the technician yet, and we will. And we'll find out his side of the story. There could be another side. But, Joe's whole point is body language, and you're there, and you can tell if things are not going good, right? And in most cases, when that does happen with you guys, you'll call me and you'll give me a heads up. Hey, Bob, I just left here. Guess what? This really didn't go perfectly. They're a little upset. And if I can make that call and be proactive and make that call before they call the call center, get the runaround again through the call center, Normally we can fix that problem pretty quickly, and it doesn't become a problem. This guy wants to call the Better Business Bureau. I said, listen, we've talked this out for a half hour. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to meet with the technician's supervisor on Monday. We're going to discuss this. I'm very surprised because this technician has not gotten a complaint like this ever before. And we're going to work this out. I'm going to give you back your service fee, obviously. You weren't satisfied with what we did there and the whole situation, so we're going to give that back to you. And I said, I'm going to call you on Monday, all right? Let's let this sit over the weekend, and I'll call you on Monday, and let's see if we can get to a resolution on Monday where you're satisfied.
Maybe like a second opinion, send another one of our guys out there, and if we would do that and say, little different.
2 doors and 2 motors.
Yeah.
Well,
Some days, yeah.
Fucked up for me.
Send Kev.
You really missed all this stuff, right? The problem is
He was cutting you a break.
we had a customer who needs a repair, but they're angry with us. So, I brought it up because you have options, and you could be their advocate if you want. That's what I used to do. I used to turn around and go, well, listen, I really want to get your door fixed today, and I understand it's not your budget or it's more than you wanted to spend. So let me see what I can do. And then you make a call. You don't make a call. You've been doing this a long time. Sometimes when you guys call me up about a price, I say to you, you're the one doing the work. What do you want to do? Because I can tell you to take $200 off. I don't get it. It's not directly affecting me like it directly affects you. So that's why, you can make those decisions too. Take a couple dollars off. Because you're the one taking the commission hit, but you're also at the job. If it's a simple, empty garage rebuild, if you take some money off it doesn't really matter. You're going to blow through it. It's going to be done very quickly. But if it's a disaster and then you're climbing over stuff, we're not going to discount it because it'd take too much time, and the discount is not worth it. We had a customer with a problem door who literally sent us away. And that's like a big red flag, right? Somebody has a door that doesn't work and sent this away with $73. So you always know that's an issue. And always keep in your back of your mind, they may be calling. Now, maybe if you did everything you can and it was just they didn't want to spend any money, that will usually reflect in the complaint. They'll say, "Oh, Tim was a great guy, but $600 to fix my door is atrocious," or whatever. It's not your fault. But what happened here was the price was hardly even mentioned. It was mainly the interaction, the way they perceived it.
Supposedly, we only offered a 10-year warranty. That was it. They obviously went with another company, spent $800 less, got a 3-year warranty. They're happy. I don't know what the other company did, but
Oh, so there is no going back.
no, there's no going back.
We proposed
They got somebody on
$1,200, so
They got
obviously they got it
somebody
done for $400.
Well, you know that.
So you know what I said the other day about
That's
your
who we
average?
are.
It's not always $1,400 jobs that bring your average up. It's not taking 73. So that could have been a $400 job instead of $73.
Right.
Probably could have been more than $400 because that was
Our
just a nice
parts
guy.
cost literally nothing,
Mhm.
So it's like
That's right, kid.
you do, instead of getting 69, you do whatever you can do just to get the door up and running. Because if you take a service call without doing anything and they have a problem, a year or two ago they would never hear about it. Now they're going to hear about every single.
Right, and they
69.
probably, the other company uses the standard grade parts like the commercial thing. We use the better parts, and
But we could use the other stuff.
Yeah, go
right,
down
but,
to
and
that.
guaranteed they didn't do it right. They're a bunch of hackers most times, and they're going to have trouble next year.
Yeah,
So
customer
they
doesn't know
only
that, though.
see that kind of customer sometimes only
Mhm.
sees the immediate. It's like, well, you'll see. Sorry to tell you, but wait a year or two. And that doesn't do anything right now, but
Really, our rebuild parts really cost probably $50.
yeah.
All parts on a single door.
Mhm.
Just keep that in mind. When you hit them with the $6.99 in the service call, and if they lose their mind and it's simply not an option for them, then you got to fall back.
And I've said sometimes, look, I'll change one part at a time here for you, and we'll start to eliminate the obvious, and you'll see how things go. Sometimes, and sometimes they just do the pulleys or whatever, and
And you
to
know,
get
on
them to
the,
understand how.
in Opal, there's no follow-up at all on this customer. There was nothing about the fallback, nothing else they proposed. It was all or nothing. So that's frustrating also. That, we told them it was all or nothing for whatever reason.
And the problem is, whatever company goes in next, and it's less than $1,200.
Oh, yeah, they
It's
were
like hero.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
great.
You're the
Yeah.
best.
But they, like they said, they didn't talk about price.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, price. Now, did price instigate all this? I don't know. I know sometimes somebody's perfectly happy, and then somebody calls and they get all angry and hurt.
Or the opposite. You could have the best rapport, and they don't have the money, but they spend it anyway because you have good rapport with them.
Right.
But sometimes people get angry with you, and then sometimes texts take it personal, and they start getting angry back. And that's usually when we have problems.
And some
Like
customers just
the Indian guy with the home link.
Yeah.
You were not very happy with that guy.
No, I was pissed.
People aggravate us.
Huh?
People aggravate us.
so, and like most anybody when they're the second estimate going in, the customers will give them the first. Oh, we can do it for less than that. Whether it's
Anybody coming after us is going to do it for less than us because it's Joe Schmo,
less
landscaping
overhead.
and garage door
Yeah,
repair.
and the quality may not be there, but that doesn't matter.
They're going to thank us because they're going to walk in and the customer's going to go, he said $1,200. Can you do it for less? I'll do it for $8. And it's
And he was
double in
only-
his price.
And he was only going to do 6.
Yeah. Right, exactly. Yeah, I'll do it for less. How about $900? Oh, that's great. Yeah, I think so too. I usually charge $300. But I just want you, to understand when you have a customer who seems unhappy, it's a lot better for everyone if you just settle the issue right then and there. Especially new customers. There's going to be some customers where you have ongoing issues, and sometimes it's not always smooth. But this was a new customer with a screwed up door, and now they want, like I said, they wanted to crap all over us, and we ended up giving her $73 back anyway.
And we've always said too, like if you're not sure, you don't want to make the decision, let's reschedule, and so I can show them everything.
Was she and I?
Oh.
And Glenn?
yeah.
And, was our technician a D? I don't know. But obviously they didn't get along.
Or in motor issues.
I don't know a lot of women who are D's anyway.
So,
I
You know.
did. Instead of doing a rebuild the other day, I asked Joe for permission to do a stupid torsion spring for $200. But anything lower than that, it wasn't worth doing. We were probably taking a service call, but finally got the guy to agree.
Yeah, what I say to you, I said, listen, I'll take you do torsion spring for $200 all day long. If you any less than that, I'm going to ask you, what kind of job are you dealing with? Is it a pain in the neck? Is it an easy one? Is it?
It was so easy. I already had it done. I already had the approval from the wife through the rebuild. The husband didn't want me to do anything. And he's pulling up springs on Home Depot and stuff. I'm like, that's not even a torsion spring. It didn't even make sense.
You can't get torsion springs at home stores.
I was like,
You
you don't
can't
know size, you don't know
get
anything
shackle
about
springs
it.
at home stores.
But it was
You
better
can't get
than
a 180. I
better
heard.
than
The
taking
160.
69. It's so easy.
134, you're good.
Right.
Yeah. Actually, I was Bluetooth with Zuniga, and a woman brought up Home Depot, and he sort of, mentioned you don't want to do that. That the rail isn't the same and all that. But when somebody brings up Home Depot, the first thing I say to people, have you dealt with Home Depot?
Right. You get what you
I
pay
said that
for.
before. It went
Yeah.
the total opposite way.
Well, have you dealt with Home Depot?
Yeah, some people go, yeah, they're great. Fuck.
Yep.
They're
Like, look
great,
at my
but
kitchen. I'm
great-
like, yeah, it looks
9
Great
times out of
how.
10, they go, yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah, great how. You bought, box heads
You
there
said that before,
yesterday.
and I've taken that.
Well, I personal experience. I tell them I bought a Delta faucet when it leaked, no parts available, throw
Yeah.
away.
I said to Rob, I
2
said,
years old.
especially with a motor, okay? So you're going to have Home Depot install your motor, right? So they're going to hire a contractor. They are, not you. They're going to hire the contractor. He's going to come in when he
Feels
tells
like
you.
Yeah.
He's going to do it. As soon as you have a problem with that motor, you're going to call
Good
Home
luck.
Depot, and they're going to
And
tell
you're going
you,
to pay us
get in touch with this
$73.
guy.
Right.
Now.
Yep. Good luck
So
finding
the
it.
difference with us is we warranty the motor. We do. Joe Schmo, who works for Home Depot, is now going to start running you around. You go chase LiftMaster because they just installed it.
Or most likely Genie.
Or, yeah, most likely. Yeah. So you can always use that too. We warranty the motor. We don't make you change the master.
Right, I tell them you don't have to send in the warranty card if you don't want to.
That's
Just
right.
call us.
You're our customer. We now warranty that motor for the lifetime of that warranty. You don't have to call up LiftMaster and get parts for it that will charge you to install. Because that's what's going to happen when you use the contractor from Home Depot. They're going to charge you labor to fix that motor.
After the part gets mailed to your house.
Yeah, and it's the wrong one because LiftMaster diagnosed it. That happens all the time.
How many times did it blink?
What's the error code? You need a circuit board. Remember that woman who lost her mind? LiftMaster said she needs a circuit board.
Oh.
And you went out there.
Oh, yes, yes. I
Right?
remember
They didn't
her.
fix a damn thing.
She was such a mishmash of everything. Not one door was the same.
Yeah.
And motors different. And she used us, 10 times we were there.
I
and
went out
everything
there and I ended up having to change the motor because those ears broke off of it that run the RPM sensor.
Yeah, yeah.
And she told me I'm wrong. She's like, no, Home Depot said that. I said, I'm going to change this because it takes 5-10 minutes. And if it doesn't fix it, I'll take that circuit board for you and put it on with a smile. Well, guess what? The RPM sensor worked. But can you imagine if that lady went through Home Depot?
Oh, God,
Was
yeah.
having that problem with that 8550?
And I think I told her from the beginning it was the motor, I think. I think we got it right.
Your problem was you called it
The travel module?
Yeah.
called it an RPM sensor.
Oh, that's where I missed. Okay, yes.
And it's actually travel.
Travel.
Right, but it does the same
I
thing.
know what you meant.
Yeah.
So when she told LiftMaster it's the RPM sensor, of course they were like, there's no RPM sensor.
Yeah.
And whatever. That lady was nuts. She was truly nuts.
Even
Such
sometimes
problems,
now
too.
I got to
She's
take.
She's got this mansion. Right, 3-car garage.
Oh, yeah. And like,
You got problems.
where
Come
was
on.
she over there? Mountainside?
Mendham?
Yeah,
Mendham
somewhere
or
up.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even now I got to take 2 steps back. It's like RPM sensor. No. Travel mod. Yeah.
No. So the moral of our story here is, okay, not okay. They were not okay. And I doubt, with a smile, she handed him that check. Thank you for coming. Have a good weekend. Whole thing. I'm sure it was pretty much, here you go, beat it. And maybe the feeling was mutual. I hope not. Like I said, sometimes customers can push buttons and you take it personally, and you stop that at there also. All right.